I believe they're at the corner now, if memory serves me from living in that area before. I believe they're at the corner of Divisadero and Marina Green, right by the Yacht Club, right down there. So they are getting very, very, very close to either jumping into Crissy Field or, going down Mason, which would run them around the park as well. So if you want to kind of figure out where this are and you don't live in San Francisco, they're not too far from Doyle Drive. They're kind of, as you can see from a wider look there, they're heading toward Crissy Field.
Okay, we understand that we're also close to Rogge Mathai getting a handoff in terms of running with the torch.
Rogge, mister, when are you going to go already? We've been waiting for you all day.
Well, he's not on the phone. I guess he's getting prepped to get off the bus to take that run. But he just got off. But, he told us earlier that he was excited, not too apprehensive in terms of security measures or threats. But I guess him and the 20 other people that were on the bus with him are finally getting their chance to run with this torch.
They've dwindled. They must be dwindling down. So far you see a couple of protesters along the route, but mostly you're seeing people who live in the Marina Green who were not expecting, now you see Scott Street there, who were certainly not expecting this kind of attention through their neighborhood today.
Another handoff once again, trying to figure out who this is. Once again, 77 torch runners or torch bearers. And our own Rogge Mathai will be shortly coming up to receive a handoff as well, as we understand. He is off the bus, so that means any moment now he could have that.
And you know what? Here they are, flashing the peace sign after so much anxiety and not knowing if they were going to be able to do this run or what was going to happen. Really being able to run completely free on the streets, although they are covered in police officers, but making that moment that so many people were had so much anxiety about, and really being able to be in the moment.
Well, Mayor Gavin Newsom said the other day that if you feel like you want to,
I believe that's our own Rogge Mathai right there. No wonder we can't talk to him.
Handsome, strapping man. This is his second time around. He did this back in 2002 as well. What a moment for him.
Yeah, it really is. What a moment to be able to do this again, his second time. And he said this is the course, Lisa, that he did before. Very similar.
I believe that maybe Vladimir Prokopets.
Oh, yes, the 75-year-old. He is the oldest, along with Shirley
San Francisco.
The oldest runner, and he has been in several other torch runs before, if memory serves me correct.
He was also part of that essay contest. So he was one of the winners in order to have this honor of running with a torch.
Yeah, immigrated in '75, became a U.S. citizen in 1981, and escaped the Nazi invasion of the Ukraine.
And apparently he is one of the mayor's picks as well.
He began attending Olympic Games first in 1980, then in Los Angeles, Seoul, most recently Turin, and next Beijing.
And look at the gleaming smiles on both of them, Rogge and Mr. Prokopets. It's just an incredible honor for them. I imagine. I mean, we're not getting close to this in terms of holding the torch, but it's a long wait. NBC 11's Diane Dwyer, as we look at this picture of Rogge carrying that torch. NBC 11's Diane Dwyer is at Justin Herman Plaza. Diane, what do you know?
Well, it's awfully fun to get to watch Rogge run the torch, and I also wanted to tell you that the fellow Rogge was with there, actually, I interviewed him last night at the Asian Art Museum for the celebration for all the torch runners, and I think as you guys were mentioning, I was having a hard time hearing, but I believe this is his 4th torch run, and I asked him, I went up to him and I said, why are you doing it again? He said, well, because I want to. And I said, well, there's a lot of people who want to. And yeah, I said, there's a lot of people who want to. He goes, well, I wrote a better essay about why I wanted to more than anyone else. He had a really fun spirit about him and had a fun attitude about the whole thing. But he is really, the Olympic torch means a lot to that gentleman. And I don't want to say obsessed, but almost, and I think he would say that because he was just so thrilled at the opportunity and so thrilled at having done it before and what the torch means to him.
Now, it's interesting,
his wife
Diane,
was with them, and they were just lovely.
It looks like they're putting either the gentleman or the torch or everybody back on the bus. Yeah, Raj is going with the torch
Raj is waving.
back on the bus because they were heading down in one direction toward Doyle Drive, and then all of a sudden we saw them turn around and start heading back in the opposite direction.
The torch, they're allowed to keep their version of the torch. The torch itself, the runners, as you can see by our live shot, that run is still continuing.
Is
it stopped
okay,
at
so
this
maybe they were
point.
just putting him back
Yeah,
on
I think
the
that's
bus
sort of
because
like
he was older,
a commemorative item for them to hold or keep.
Yeah, each torch bearer does get to keep their own torch. Although they were sharing it, so maybe they...
I'm sure.
I'm putting my money on Vladimir over Raj on that one. Okay, so we are close to the Palace of Fine Arts, which is one of San Francisco's most beautiful, and it was put there during the World's Fair. I believe it was in 1913 when that area was built up to commemorate the World's Fair. It is one of the most beautiful sites in San Francisco. It's right next to also the museum where it's a tradition for San Francisco families to take their children to that museum. When we do see it, you'll be able to see it. Palace of Fine Arts is where I think every couple in San Francisco takes their wedding photos there.
As you can see, the crowd is building, and we're seeing a few more of the pro-Chinese supporters with the red flags, and we saw some Tibetan supporters as well. So some of them have made it down the route. But it seems to be more spectators than anything else, people that had just learned at the last minute that the torch relay was coming down their neighborhood, and here they are.
Flooding out into the streets to catch a glimpse.
Perhaps we can get Raj Mathai on the phone once again just to, find out what it was like to carry that torch. But right now we have Tracy Grant, who's at the corner of Van Ness and Bay. Tracy, what are you seeing at this point?
Well, Jessica, we are at the corner of Van Ness and Bay, and just a few minutes ago, this was crazy. There were so many people on this corner, people running with signs, people who just happened to see that the torch was coming this way and wanted to find out where they could catch up with it. And people just coming up to our truck because it's at NBC 11 begging us to tell them where the torch was going, and the truth is we didn't know. We happened to run across it ourselves on Van Ness with crowds of people just screaming and so excited that they happened to see the torch. Many of them did not wake up this morning with any intention of going down to any of those locations to see where the torch was, but they just happened to be on their lunch break, and there was the torch on Van Ness. And actually I'm standing right here with a group of kids who got out of school early today, and they happened to see the torch. Tell me all about it.
Well, my mom called me today and told me that the torch was going to come, that I should go see it. It would be an amazing thing. So I grabbed Tad and said that we had to go running down to find it, and we ran everywhere, like, oh my gosh. We ran all the way down there and couldn't find it.
So what was it like when it finally came? How did it feel?
Amazing. Like, we got to see something that most people will never be able to see in their life, and we're so young and we got to see it already. Like, I don't know how to explain. It's just amazing how well I feel right now. Like, thanks to my mom.
All right, thank you so much. See how excited she is. She happened to see the torch. To tell you the truth, I thought I might get through this day without seeing it either, but we ran into it on Van Ness. It will be a life-changing moment, I think. From this point, it's not far from us, from what we understand. It's just a few blocks down the street, and everybody's guessing it might head back this way in order to get back toward Embarcadero. At least that's what some of these people are counting on. So that's why they're hanging out on the street corner, because they're hoping that somehow, some way, the torch might just pass them by.
You sound quite giddy, Ms. Grant, there. As you met George Lucas at one point. Does this top that or what?
No, I mean, I can't help it. It really was. I was giddy. I don't want to get in trouble, but we actually left the live truck on the side of the road.
Uh-oh, you're going to be hearing from the new director for that.
Just to run and get that shot of the torch, and let me tell you, it was worth it. What's amazing, really, is because the protesters were so organized, and, they had different places where they wanted to stand, a lot of them are missing all of this, and we see them running down the streets with their signs, and a lot of them don't know if they'll ever be able to catch up with it and express their point of view.
Thank you very much, Tracy. This could be a huge tourism boom for San Francisco. The eyes of the world have been on this, and to be able to see San Francisco on a beautiful day like today, and to be able to see some of the most beautiful sections of San Francisco, that route along the